Yo guys, what's up? It's Brad.
And Les.
Yes! So, today is October 22nd, I believe. And last night, episode 3 of American Horror Story Hotel aired, and it was called Mommy. Very appropriately titled.
Mommy.
So what do you think?
Oh, this was a tough one. Actually, it's not tough. I was so amped to see it, and I don't know, I did start falling asleep towards the end, I must be honest, but I believe that it was, rather than eventful and being, having some really cool parts to it, and you're like, wow, any wows in it, it was more of a story builder.
A lot of story development in this episode.
Yes,
We got introduced to Angela Bassett's character named Ramona Royale, and she was an actress in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, so we get introduced to her character, and she's basically the Countess's ex-girlfriend, ex-lover kind of thing.
Ex-everything.
And they had a pretty intense kind of relationship, if you want to put it that way.
And then break up.
Yeah, break up. And that was one of the more interesting parts of the episode, as opposed to the storyline with Alex and the detective, which was kind of very uneventful, yet necessary to the story.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so the next thing is Donovan, Matt Bomer. He's having some mommy issues, basically. That's why it's called Mommy. Once again, very appropriately titled.
Yes.
Kathy Bates I felt really bad for her in this episode.
She was wonderful.
She was a great actress, as always, but Donovan, he's telling her how much he hates her and how she should go kill herself and how she doesn't even deserve to be living. And you don't say that to your mom. That's not okay. You could just see the pain in her eyes, and she looked so upset, but she didn't want to show him that she was upset. She eventually just goes to Sally, Sarah Paulson, and is like, "Shoot me up, girl. I want to die. I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore."
But he did. His last words were, "Just go kill yourself."
Yeah.
So that's exactly what she intended to do.
Yeah, and she's shooting her up with all this heroin, and it's not killing her. So she said, "I don't know. It's not working. Plan B." So she takes a bag, puts it over her head, and suffocates her. But then, of course, Donovan just comes in at just the right time, right after she died, and cuts his arm and feeds her his blood and be like, "Mama,
Mommy.
become a vampire for me."
You can't leave me. All of a sudden, he just wanted his mommy.
That's the end of the episode. So,
But I liked how Sarah Paulson says when she was agreeing to killing her and shooting her up with the heroin, she says, "But you better not be haunting me in these halls, bitch."
and the Countess had something interesting going on with Will Drake, the owner of the hotel, in that she said to him, she was like, "What if I told you Will Drake had to die?" And he was like, "Kill Will." And I was like, "What?"
I thought of Kill Bill
Yeah.
when he said that.
I was like,
Kill Bill?
"What are you talking about? You're Will. You don't want to die. So what's going on here?" And then we learn that he's gay and he's about to have sex with Tristan. And then Tristan leaves, and then he almost sleeps with Lady Gaga. She's all like, "Yeah, this sounds good. Let's do it." Yeah, all the best relationships are deadly. That's what she said. And
All he wanted to do was kill him.
Tristan wanted to kill him, and Gaga told him not. Gaga told him not to.
The only reason he even, was on top of him or doing any sexual things to him was to sidetrack him so that he could slice his neck. When he found out he couldn't and she said, "No, don't do it," got up, got pissed, slapped him, and got up and walked away.
Okay, so those are the the interesting parts of the story of the episode. This is only a 40-minute episode. It's not an hour and a half like it has been. So the boring parts of the episode had to do with Alex and John, the wife and the detective, and the story with her and Holden, her son, and all this stuff going on that we need to know, but was very uneventful and ultimately made the episode pretty boring, I think.
But we also, for talking about the kid, I also picked up in this one how Angela Bassett, going back to her, her main thing that she wanted to do to get against the Countess was to get to her kids. So those kids that she created, that's what Angela Bassett wants to get to.
Right.
So that's going to be a big thing too coming up.
Yeah, but I mean, just other than that, you know, there's a lot of Alex in this episode, and a lot of it's boring, to say the least.
Yes,
And it was definitely more boring than it should be, and a little more boring than pretty much any episode of American Horror Story I've ever seen.
Yeah, they just wanted us to know that she was a sicko too, because, you know, her emotionally disrupted and, you know, tried to kill herself, and
Yeah.
she's off the rocker as well. Basically what I got out of that part.
And the first episode was so good. The second episode was fabulous, and this one was just not. But I know that it's necessary, so I'm not gonna really count it against it, because I know that they need to tell us the story and what's going on here, else we're not gonna understand it.
Yes.
But definitely, I thought that it was underwhelming, because I was so excited, you know, as always, but I thought it was very underwhelming, and it was very uneventful, but necessary. So it's kind of like
Did make things come together, because the last episode I remember saying, I just don't understand the point of this and the point of that, but you know, and these certain parts of the build-up, you're hearing what these people are actually wanting to do, what the purpose of it is, and why they're doing what they're doing. So that was the good part about it.
you know, overall it was underwhelming, but you know, the acting and this writing is continuing to improve. I think they're getting better and better with that every episode. You know, it's just not one of their best, but I mean, you know, we have to have one of the filler episodes.
Definitely gotta watch it though.
Always. Listen,
Gotta watch it.
Listen, you don't miss an episode of this show ever. Anyway, I'll give it, see, this is hard for me, because if it wasn't Horror Story, I'd give it like a 5, but since it is Horror Story, I have to give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah. I would say, with everything, that I would give it about a 7, because a lot of things came together in my mind, you know, answer a lot of questions in my mind with this episode. So that was a good thing. So I was very confused from the last one. So I'd give it a 7.
Alright guys, so that's all for today. So we're gonna start doing Empire reviews pretty much every week.
Yes, you gotta watch our Empire reviews. Empire is awesome, although it's been a little bit boring lately.
Don't review that yet. It's gonna be mostly every week. We're gonna try to do it every week, but definitely Horror Story every week.
Yes.
Tune in for that next Thursday, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you
Thank you so much.
next Thursday.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.